Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, I got a Michigan basketball preview video. Gonna be previewing number 3 Tennessee taking on number 11 Michigan in the second round. Gonna be going over this matchup and everything you guys need to know about this matchup and what each team has to do to win this. So if you guys are new around here, I'd really appreciate it if you could go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And other than that, let's get right into today's video. Alright, so going into this one, Tennessee coming off a win against Longwood, the 14 seed. They won it 88-56, just completely dominated them, especially offensively. Michigan coming off a win against number 6, Colorado State. They beat them 75-63 in a pretty tight game. They prevailed towards the end of that game, though, led by Hunter Dickinson. Without Devontae Jones, he will be back for this game. He was practicing with Michigan. However, it isn't a done deal, but it will be a game time decision, so look for him to be out there. I probably like an 80% chance he will be out there because he was practicing today, so Devontae Jones should be back for this game. And real quick, just to get into looking at both teams, the size comparison for both teams, it is pretty much the same. So Tennessee can definitely guard Dickinson and maybe even guard him one-on-one. They might not even have to double team him because they have some pretty tall guys, including Fulkerson, Huntley, Hatfield, Plavsic. So they got some guys that size up to him. Michigan, on the other hand, they have good size as well, and really that's what keeps them in games sometimes, with Moussa Diabate, Hunter Dickinson down low. So with this being said, against Colorado State, yes, we could drive in on them. We could only make 4 threes and still win this game while they had 12. But with Tennessee, they have size. They can also shoot the ball. They can also drive the ball, so they can do a lot offensively and play defense. They made 14 3-pointers against Longwood. Their field goal percentage was 60%. Their 3-point percentage was 58.3%. Went 8 for 11 for free throws. They are a very solid team, and it proves 28-7 and a 3 seed. Maybe even should have gone the 2 seed after winning their conference championship, and they have actually won 8 straight. So for Michigan, what they're going to have to do offensively, they're going to have to, if they do force a double team, you're going to have to kick it out to Houston, Brooks, Jones, somebody that can shoot the 3, and they're going to need them to knock it down. Looking for Terrence Williams off the bench to have a nice game. Even Kobe Buffkin, Frankie Collins too, Brandon John Jr. maybe getting in the mix. So people and players are going to have to step up for Michigan offensively, and we're going to have to shoot the ball much better than we did against Colorado State, especially in the first half. We cannot get off to a bad start. We have to stick with them because Tennessee can take this one and run with it because they have the firepower offensively to do so. In the Longwood game, obviously, they aren't the best team. They're a 14 seed. They don't have the best defense. They were leaving a lot of shooters open, a lot of shooters that got space. So Michigan's gonna have to lock down defensively, because if they let their guards get going, and I'm talking about Vescovi, Chandler, and James, they all had a combined 12 3-pointers in the game out of their 14, with Vescovi going 6 for 8 for 3-pointers, Chandler going 3 for 4, and James going 3 for 6. Ziegler went 2 for 4 as well off the bench. Fulkerson had 15 off the bench for them. Vescovi had 18, Chandler had 13, James had 17. So their guard play offensively is very good. They can shoot the ball if they get space, and if you leave them open, it's going to be a problem all game long, especially if they see a ball go in and they start getting going and getting hot. So defense is definitely going to be a huge factor in this game. For both teams, really. Obviously, Tennessee's going to have to play all defense, but I think Tennessee has a much better advantage. Michigan has been so inconsistent this season that you never know when they are going to show up, but this would be a huge game to have a night like we did against Purdue at home, when we were lights out from 3, shooting the ball fantastic, and we blew Purdue, the number 3 team at that time, blew them out by 24. Also, defensively, looking at Dickinson, Colorado State did a perfect job of just switching, making Michigan switch screens and everything. There were so many mismatches made because Colorado State just did that offensively. They made those mismatches happen, passing the ball, making screens. Just offense for Colorado State, very good, and they definitely could have won that game if they would have done a little bit better offensively in the second half. However, Michigan played good defense against them, but we also made very good adjustments in that one as well. Credit to Juwan Howard for that, because we made fantastic adjustments to win that game in the second half. But yeah, Dickinson cannot switch onto a guard. That's one thing that happened so many times. I was getting so frustrated because it seemed like almost every other possession in the first half, Dickinson was guarding switching on a guard, because all they did was pass the ball, they screened, they made Michigan players switch, and then all of a sudden there's Hunter Dickinson on a very good three-point shooting guard. So that cannot happen for Michigan. They have to try and get over the screen, got to practice hedging and all of that, and we will need shooters to step up offensively. And Michigan cannot go stale offensively either, because Tennessee, like I said, has the firepower to get right out and just take this one away. We're also going to have to capitalize on turnovers and mistakes that Tennessee makes, also getting stops defensively, and just capitalizing on key moments in the game is definitely going to be huge. Caleb Houston, I'm looking for him to go off. Eli Brooks, I'm looking for him to have another nice game. And Devontae Jones, regardless of his concussion, he should be healthy. He has been playing very good ball recently. Obviously not playing last game, but the last couple games against Ohio State, even Indiana, he had very good games with like 18, 16 points, and also getting a lot of assists. So he's been playing very good ball, and he will obviously be another threat from the three-point line. Hopefully he can make some shots too. Also, just Frankie Collins coming off the bench, Kobe Buffkin even, and Terrence Williams. If Terrence Williams can get going, he went off against Ohio State at the end of the regular season. We're just going to need players to step up, and I'm looking at one guy, and that's Caleb Houston, and also Hunter Dickinson. If Hunter Dickinson can bully people inside, it's going to be a tougher job for him, because like I said, the size comparison is almost the same compared for both teams, so it should be a fun size matchup in the inside. But Caleb Houston, if he can get going, if he can make early threes and just see that ball go in, once he makes one three, he makes another, he could really go off, because once he sees a three go in, it's like he never looks back and he just continues to hit shots. So hopefully he gets out to an early start, and hopefully we don't go stale on offense at all throughout this game. So with that being said, it's going to be a very tough matchup for Michigan. Tennessee, I picked Michigan to go to the Sweet 16, but had them losing obviously in the Sweet 16. However, Tennessee is a very much tough opponent. It's going to be a very good matchup, and hopefully Michigan can stay in it. Hopefully we play good defense, and hopefully we don't look terrible on offense. Last couple games, Michigan has just gone win-loss, 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 win-loss. It's been like that for like 12 straight games, and it's getting pretty annoying, and maybe it's a curse. Maybe we can break it this game and win it, or maybe we can have the same outcome. But it's going to be a fun matchup. Tennessee, very good team. I expect it to be pretty close, especially if Michigan can get going offensively. But I could also see Tennessee really blowing us out if they are just making everything offensively. So we'll see. Hoping Michigan wins, obviously. But should be a fun matchup. Hopefully it's a close one and a fun one to watch like it was against Colorado State. With that being said, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this matchup. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace.